Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Today's video is about how we can define our success in this next year, 2023 coming up. Another year past our 60s, what do we do? What do we define our success as? What can we be doing and working towards that we will at the end of the year say, we did it. This was my goal and I achieved it. So let's talk about the season first of all. This is the holiday season. Everyone's busy. We've got just the simple joy of the activities, the festivities, the music, the concerts, the coming together of people. Perhaps you've got family visiting you, or you're thinking of going and visiting your family or friends. It's just a lot of kind of coming to the end of the year reflection. How do we do in 22? What was achieved? What wasn't? What's the plan for the new year? And I think it's just really a wonderful time of the year. Having said that, I think emotions are amplified, feelings are really amplified, and it's a more difficult time to sort things out. We're overwhelmed in a way by preparations and getting ready for the fun times in December and then January. But the physical beauty of the season doesn't take away the fact that we have got a year ahead, and it's one more year ticking away. And what are we going to do? What's going to be our measurement of success, if that's something that even matters to you? But I think Jo Moran, one of our bloggers, wrote this article, and she does a really good job of putting that into context, because it isn't like practice makes perfect, or that success is the end game. It's just achieving the things that you wanted to do, the things that were important to you. So going into the new year, let's think about 8 ways that we can measure our success next year. Now, for me, I'm really excited about 23 because it rhymes with 60andMe. So it's going to be 2023 60andMe. And I think that it's going to be our year. And I think if we look at it that way, we will be able to explore our personal philosophies and our value systems, and make this this year coming up the most amazing one ever. So the first thing that Joan talks about, which is kind of like a rarefied suggestion, and I think it's a tough one, which is to be excellent with consciousness. Be aware of yourself. Now, I know that we, all of our lives, have defined ourselves and our activities around other people. If you have children, for example, it's been their education or upbringing, and you've got maybe a role as a wife or partner. And, these things have all been kind of overshadowing, like a drum beat, sort of overshadowing the real rhythm that we are, the rhythm of our lives. And, being authentic, being true to ourselves is the starting point for measuring success. Because if we measure our success by somebody else's goals, that to get another job, or to retire, or to, go on a diet, or whatever, if someone's saying this is what you should do, then that is not your success. You've got to want it. It's got to come from your own being. And that's the basis for defining success. Be excellent with consciousness, as Joan says. The next thing is to say the word yes. That may involve saying the word no. But one of the signs of aging is I think it's a stereotype, but it's in a way true, that we isolate ourselves a little bit. That we don't accept offers to go out anymore. I remember even me, and I've got lots of connections. I used to go to parties and gatherings and dinners all the time, and now I just sort of, it's not that I say no so much; it's that I don't even feel the need to connect in that way. So it's just, I guess it's actually interesting. I'm actually quite a solitary person personally when it gets to it, but maybe you're different than that. But I think saying yes to invitations, getting out there in the world, doing something fun is really cool. And that's another way to build your success, by knowing, by just bouncing ideas off of people, just having a dinner with conversation with maybe a new person that you've never talked to, who could give you some insights into, your future ahead, your year ahead. I think it's really cool. So say yes, just do it. Stay curious and inquisitive about, the opinions of others, or where you're going to go or travel or explore what you're going to do. Just do it. And try it and see what happens. Another is to be honest with yourself. If there are people in your life that are toxic, could be someone very close actually, or it could be something that is pulling you away from your authentic self. That have respect for yourself. That is sometimes important to break those bonds and to have some core values that are guiding you, and when to stop. When to say that's enough. I'm done. I'm done with that. And I think that's super, super important. Now, the other thing to do, I think this is number 4 or 5 now, but is don't internalize. And what that means is, don't take everything personally. I mean, you're not being judged, not that well, maybe you were being judged before, but when you're younger, you tend to have judgment. You have the work reviews, and you have people telling you you're doing good or not well. And, you're being judged by external influences. But now's the time when you can start, just going inside yourself for your own measurement of worth. And you don't need to be internalizing any criticism or any perceived disagreement or whatever. If somebody disagrees with you and they're a friend, then just weigh it up. Is the friendship more important than the things they say to you? And sometimes it is. And that's certainly true of family. You may have very strong disagreements with your family on certain things. But if to you, family is more important, then that's what you got to do. You got to do it. You got to stay with the family, or stay with the friendship. But if it's not, then let it go. Learn to adapt. I think adaption, I love that word actually. Maybe that's a word that I'll really dig into next year, because I think that the people, they did some surveys. I remember this story that there was an article about older people in the 90 and 100s, and they asked them kind of what was the secret, or what was the key to their longevity. And many said that word adapt. It was my ability to adapt to new situations, adapt to new realities, adapt to new challenges. And that adaptation is what gave them the strength, confidence, and skills to actually get moved forward. So that's really one thing that's important there, is to don't let, the challenges that come up against you prevent you from growing. The pandemic was a very, very good example of that. I mean, if you think about the opportunity that it gave us to adapt to new skills, adapt to guidelines and rules that help everybody, thinking about kindness and compassion for others. Some people got a little overwhelmed by compassion because it was all too much, but that's a perfect example of adapting. We adapted to, we learned how to bake our own bread. We learned how to, Zoom. We learned all kinds of things that we never thought that we might be doing in our 60s and 70s. So that's one thing, is to adapt. The next thing is to, this one, find your passion. Find your passion. Don't be doing things that you don't love anymore. Come on, it's time to stop that. If you don't enjoy doing something, stop. Find the thing that makes you just lose time, just escape into yourself. And why not? I mean, as I said, no one's judging anymore. Positive energy for the interests and things that you love is so, so important. Give that your attention. And if it's not, if you're feeling like it's a drag and it's just not working for you and it's not making you happy, stop. Find your passion. Maybe go back even to your childhood. I know that's always a good suggestion, is go back to what you wanted to be as a kid. Because little kids knew things. You knew things when you were 3 and 4 and 5 and maybe 10 that you've forgotten, or you pushed down, somewhere in the past. That little person comes out and says, you really did like to whatever, and let's do that. And then you can find ways to do it. This is the beauty of what we're living there right now. I mean, technology has given us such a capacity for doing anything. I mean, if you want to learn any skill, it's there online. You can do it. It's not impossible. So that's a really cool thing to consider. That would maybe make all the difference in your life, the time that you have in this beautiful world left. And that's, if it's not filled with passion, and maybe tinged with some purpose. I don't think that's in this article, but I think that if you have a purpose, that could be your goal for success, or measurement of your own success. No one else's measurement, but your measurement is if you have a skill that you share, and you're kind and can, show it and see it in action. Because everybody, I'm sure, wants to be kind, but what do we do to amplify that and to make it happen? So that's it. What does success look like to you? Well, it could just be something very simple. It doesn't have to be a big, start a new business or write the book or whatever. It could be very simply, leading a healthier lifestyle, or reaching out to a stranger and helping and offering to mentor, helping with grandkids more, or whatever you are able to do and want to do. Based on all those things that we talked about, right? So it's really, really important, I think, that you do that. What things did you learn about yourself maybe this year, in 2022, that, kind of have given you some inspiration and some understanding of who you are and what's important to you? And how can you carry that into the new year, into 2023? So we'll be with you. We're going on full speed ahead too. So it's 60 and Me in 2023. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like it if you did, and subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Check out all the other channels too, like Facebook and Instagram. I'm on TikTok now too. That's a lot of fun. But it's just, we want to get more messages out to shatter some aging stereotypes and bring more people into our worlds. We need all the women we can to help us together. Okay, everybody, well, have a super day wherever you are, and lots of love. Take good care.